Thank you for joining this lesson. We're going to discuss scale drawing, a question on bearings. Town B is 20 kilometers north, 60 degrees west from village A. Then town B is 25 kilometers 040 degrees from town C. Village D is due east of town C and due south of village A. We are told using a scale 1:500,000, draw a diagram showing relative position of town B, town C, village A, and village D for 4 marks. So that is exactly what we're going to do. But the first thing to do is to interpret the scale provided. When scale is given as a ratio, it means the two sides are of the same units. So this is 1 centimeter to represent 500 centimeters on the other side. This is to mean 1 centimeter is going to represent, when you convert the centimeters now to kilometers, by dividing with 100,000, I'm getting 5 kilometers. So a simpler statement of the scale provided is 1 centimeter represents 5 kilometers. Now we can get into the interpretation of this question, whereby we are told town B is 20 kilometers north, 60 degrees in the west of village A. So we can begin with village A. Assuming village A is at a point here. Assuming that village A is at a point here. Then for us to locate B, we need to measure 60 degrees from the north towards west. So that is compass bearing. 60 degrees from the north towards west. Therefore, I will stand here and measure. I'll stand here and measure 60 degrees towards west. Can produce that line. So I can do a line through there. This is going to be 60 degrees from north towards west. Something else which is supposed to be interpreted in the scale. Now you say that 1 centimeter represents 5 kilometers. Therefore, 20 kilometers will be represented by, when you divide by the scale, we get 4. 20 divided by 5, we get 4. Therefore, instead of 20 kilometers, I'll measure 4 centimeters. So standing at the 0 mark, I measure 4 centimeters. Yeah, 4 centimeters. Then standing at a point here, I need to make an arc using the 4 centimeter radius. So that will give us where B is. Something else we should know is that for us to have a very perfect compass at that point, since we measured 60 at this point, we can measure 60 on the lower side. So that we raise a compass which is parallel to the first one. Therefore, placing my compass at that point, I'm going to measure 60 degrees. 60 degrees. Then I do the line now. That is my compass. Yes. That is a compass erected there. 60. I should have another 60 here. Remember, I have had 4 centimeters here. Yes. Therefore, if this is A, village A, now town B is going to be at this point. I go for more instructions on the question, whereby we are told town B is 25 kilometers, 040 from town C. So there is another town C, such that for us to locate town B, then we will need to move through 040 degrees. Let me interpret this information slowly, because that is not a usual statement. From C, assuming C was here, assuming this was C, For us to go where B is, then we could have gone 25 kilometers, 040. 040 is a true bearing. So from the north, in the clockwise direction, 40 degrees. Then now, after measuring 5 centimeters, it means now I'll measure another 40 here to have a very good compass at that point, and this will be my B. So from C, for us to get B, we need to go through a true bearing of 40 degrees and a distance of 5 centimeters according to the scale for us to get B. This is now to tell us, now that we don't know where C is, from B to C, we can also determine the bearing, and that will be a true bearing of the whole of this 180 plus 40 degrees to give us 220 degrees. So the bearing of C from B is 220 degrees, or from south, 40 degrees towards west. It will mean the same. Compass bearing, true bearing. Therefore, from B, I want to measure from the south, 40 degrees towards west. Towards west. Therefore, I'll place again my protractor at this point and measure exactly 40 degrees. Yes, at that point. Then I do a straight line. I do a very straight line. So from B through a straight line, I pass at that dot like that. These are 40 degrees. And I need, instead of 25 kilometers, 5 centimeters. So I got to measure 5 centimeters. So standing here, 5 centimeters. So with this radius now, I can make an arc. So that is 5 centimeters. This is to mean now that I measured a 40 there, I can measure another 40 on the upper side at that point where we have an arc. Now we need to measure 40 degrees through this point, 40 degrees. Therefore, through that dot, through this dot, I'm having 40 degrees, which means now this is 40 degrees. This is my point C. Now, by measuring 220 from point B, we have obtained our C, and now you can see it is 40 degrees true bearing from north in the clockwise direction, 40 degrees, so that you may know where B is. So that was a technical instruction to interpret. Apart from that, now I can continue, because I'm told that village D is due east of C and due south of A. So from A, due south. So we just prolong southwards. But now from point C, we need to go eastwards. So to the right hand side, we just need to move straight eastwards. Where the two will meet now, east of C and south of A. This is east of C and south of A. The intersection should give us village D. So that is how the villages are on the Earth's surface. From the scale diagram now, a few questions can be answered, like the distance between A and C. So from A and C, that distance can be measured. Then again, distance. Distance between town C and village D. C and D can also be measured. Then compass bearing, the compass bearing of town C from village A. town C from village A. We just need to do this connection from A to C. And because we want compass bearing and not true bearing from A, then we need to measure this angle now from south towards west. When we are at A, if we decide to measure this, then I'm going to find this one as 76 degrees. 76 degrees exactly. Therefore, the compass bearing is from south, 76 degrees towards west. That is the compass bearing. And finally, I'm having compass bearing village D from town B. D from B. D from B. Again, we connect D from B. We do a connection. You know, I should explain how this type of bearing is determined. We need from D of village D from B. So when at B, the acute angle will be from south towards east. Towards east. So we can measure that angle from south towards east. From south towards east. This is going to be exactly, this is 43 degrees. Therefore, it is from south 43 degrees towards east. Finally, there is determining the area enclosed by the diagram in hectares. Area enclosed by the diagram. So we need to measure all these distances, then we calculate area. Calculating area can be as simple as a cup of tea, because with this distance and this height, we can get the first triangle. Then we have another triangle here, another triangle, whereby using these sides and the included angle here of 60 and 40, we can get again area. Then the area, which will be in meters, now can be in kilometers squared, now can be converted into hectares. Thank you for following. Subscribe to this channel and share the link with friends.